Back with game number 2 loading up. It is going to be on ESV Ohana, starting over here at the top left side, representing FXO Gaming. We're going to have the Red Terran FXOStrelok. His opponent down at the bottom right side of the map, representing FXO Gaming as well in the yellow trunks. It is going to be Lowly. And for those who notice my little camera skills, I'm actually trying to imitate a little bit of StarTale Legend, the GSL Observer. I just actually got back myself from IPL 5, and oh my god, for those that are like just all about the gameplay, I understand that, but to put a good product like SC2 out in the world, into the mainstream, out into the map, you need a little bit of showmanship. You need somebody that's a good observer, somebody that could show all the different angles, all the different battles, maybe even give the game a little bit of a new perspective. And really, just watching Heavens and StarTale Legend throughout the weekend was absolutely amazing. How they're observing, what they saw, their movements, and just kind of gave a little bit of a new cinematic feel that we typically don't see in StarCraft 2. So big shout outs to them, especially StarTale Legend. It was an absolute pleasure to meet and talk to him. He's really funny to meet. Sorry, I'm just like I'm still getting over a little bit of a cold. So as we saw, game number 1 got taken by Lowly. Strog did try to put a little bit of aggression, but caught a little bit with his pants down to 6 Roach pressure from Lowly, and then eventually a Roach Ling all-in type build, which did so much damage. Even though it was eventually held off, the economic damage really allowed Lowly to basically produce his own economy. Sit safely on 2 base until he could have got his 3rd base, and then hold off again any pressure that Strelok might have put on him. So Strelok was pretty bound that last game. Now as we move on to game number 2, it is probably going to be a standard opener, as we see ESV Ohana, one of our standard maps that we see not only in tournaments but in pool play as well, on the ladder and whatnot. So most likely a 1-rack expand incoming from Strelok, very standard, and typically, unless it's one of these odd maps, I guess like Lost Temple or Xel'Naga, we're going to see the standard Euro style, as I like to call it, Euro style Terran play, where we just see Marine tank, medevac, very heads up, very standard. Not a lot of mech play, at least from what I've seen from a lot of these Eastern European Terrans. Now, as some of the European Terrans, not like Ukrainian or Russian, they will go mech more often. I feel as though, at least from what I've seen in the past few months, it's just one of those comfort things that I've talked to guys like Koss and Happy. It's something that they would rather play it that way than going mech or risking back. They like the mobility. Now, sorry about that, I had to kind of mute the mic for just one moment. Now, as we take a look and see on the map, Lowly is opening up 15 hash, 15 pool, very standard. He does have a gas right now as well, so he might be doing something similar. Could put on a little bit of roach pressure again, just like he did last game, but I'm not sure if he's going to be planning to do that. We'll see. Now, with this map, some of the Zergs do tend to be a little bit cautious on the end that Tans actually could really utilize some of these chokes and do a 2-base pressure on them of some sort, so they're going to be aware. Sometimes we see Zergs actually do just kind of like a quick 2-base infester and then grab a 3rd base, but I mean, seeing Lowly as though he grabbed a little bit of a later gas, I feel as though we're going to see just a tiny bit of a later 3rd, if not potentially another Roachling all-in. And see, this is what I was talking about, already the layer tech getting started versus the option to grab a 3rd hatch, so we either might see quick mutas, and that's all going to be based on the gas timings for Lowly. Will he grab his 3rd and 4th base, 3rd and 4th gas on the map, and if he does, most likely going to be mutas. If not, we might see just a little bit later infestors, if not at least a Roachling all in. I'm not seeing the Roach Warren just yet, so I'm not 100% certain, but as we see, he is saturating his gases as well. Now, taking a look back on the Terran end of things, he's going to go already for the Reactor Hellions in position, going to be going for that quick Starport Banshee, as we see, and I mean, who knows, maybe even a fake out, we'll know here in a sec, but as it is, most likely actually mech play, potentially a really quick armory that we see. Not sure if this is who wants it for quicker upgrades or something funky, but yeah, this is pretty quick armory on the end of Strelok, so we'll see if maybe this is some kind of new little quick upgrade mech build or something a little bit more different. Now, what Lowly's going to really like is just that fact that the Zerg is going to be sitting on 2-base for now. Because of that later lack of economy that a 3rd base can establish. He's going to like that because he's going to be able to catch up and stay even with the Zerg, but that also depends on what Lowly does plan to do. And as we see, just because he decided to take the later 3rd and 4th gas, he will go quick infestors, and this is what I was talking about. Just due to this map and some of the push timings that are possible, the Zerg will sit back a little bit on 2 base once in a while just to be a little bit safer and avoid any mass Hellion run-bys or anything kind of cutesy by Terran that we see once in a while. So he will be sitting safe. He will get his infestors out, and as we see, he's getting 1/1 as well and additional lings. Now, I feel as though he's going to take a hatch here in just about a moment or two, and then he's going to be able to be just fine with the infestors out on the map. Going to be able to catch any amount of Hellions, and as we see, this is what I was talking about. Strelok right now just kind of loading up on the Hellions, and I mean, a mass run by like that, he's got to have a wall off, and he's got to be ready, because if one of those gets in to his base, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And this is actually really cute because he might be able to hit this awkward little 1 attack timing with blue flame. So I'm gonna assume this is kind of something maybe he's been watching off the Korean players as of late, as we've seen guys like MVP, guys like Ryung. They've actually done these little big mass Hellion run by builds, and oh my goodness, these lings are coming on in here. He needs to lift up the supply depot, and all these lings are caught. They're gonna be able to take out a Marine, and oh, you know, Strelok maybe didn't want to give that away. Lowly's going to be right on top of his game. He knows he's got to get infestors out before he does anything at all right now, because of the Hellions. He sees that there's blue flame. 1 attack is about to finish up, and he actually might have a little bit of a hard time holding this wall off. These Hellions, they could really get on in there and do a lot of damage. And as we see, they're clearing a lot of creep as well, and that's going to prevent Lowly from being able to see anything. And there we go. He's trying to push on in there. He's going to should be able to transfuse maybe once. No, he's not going to able to. Not enough energy on the Queen, and the 3rd Queen goes down. There's still so many Hellions alive in the blue flame, plus the 1 attack absolutely ripping up everything. And beautiful Fungal catches a good chunk of those Hellions, but he's not going to be able to kill him without additional link support. Good support, but as we see, so much economic damage getting done. Oh my god, this is actually the dream that Strelok wanted right now. He was able to get in there, was able to do damage. Still no 3rd base for Lowly, and as we take a look and see, a total of 17 drones have been killed. Take a look and see at the worker count, 33 drones to the 48 SCVs, and what a wonderful timing for Strelok. And now he's bringing in the reinforcements, the more aliens coming in here, and now he's going to actually send them into May, but there is a chain of drones coming down to the bottom of the National get caught. Not a lot of defenses really up in the main right now, and additional units will get absolutely roasted. We'll actually watch and see what will Lowly do here. Sometimes Zergs, I mean, just seeing this amount of economic damage getting done, might just tap out and realize, like, wow, I'm actually way too far behind to deal with this. But he might as well continue droning up again. 10 drones additionally getting added. The problem right now, 3rd base is already in progress and of building, just about done. He's going to be able to float that over with no problems. Strelok, I mean, Lowly is going to have to be really fortunate right now. He's getting his burrow upgrade, so he's gonna have to really utilize these infestors in a good manner. Gonna have to do some really nice damage, because without making them cost effective, this investment has really backfired on him. He didn't have the defenses necessary just by a couple seconds, and as we saw, the Queens got roasted and they were able to get in, do some drone damage. So a little bit of an unfortunate position for Lowly right now. It's going to be a long uphill battle unless he gets really fortunate with these infestors, able to get them somewhere. And as we see, there we go, starting that burrow movement down across the map. Now, Strelok is aware of what's going on. He has put up 1 turret and trying to wall off at the moment, make sure none of those Zerg units are able to get in there, and also trying to clear this damn Overlord. Some of the Terran players know that's one of the most annoying and irritating things out on the map today. That damn Overlord pooping out our 3rd, and then plus he's got also a burrow unit as well. It's going to force a scan, and I mean, that's every Zerg's dream, to be able to just force scans out of a Terran player, force him to utilize stuff he doesn't want to. Now, 2 more additional infestors underway, 2-2 attack for Lowly's underway. He needs a 3rd base now, or he's going to be completely all in and completely relying on these infestors on some sort of 2-base push. Meanwhile, the Terran player is going to be grabbing a 3rd base, and like I said, I thought Strelok might have been going for the standard Euro kind of bio tank with medevac style, but unfortunately for Lowly, he was able to get that perfect blue flame run by, and then he's transitioning into mech. As we see now, a timing attack coming from Strelok, and this is actually going to hurt so hard. As we see, how many Thors is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5 Thors, and additional ones I'm going to assume are going to be getting reinforced. Yes, tanks now actually, and Thors. So additional units are going to be able to get reinforced. And this is just not going to be enough, ladies and gentlemen. One problem with Fungo is they don't do a lot of damage to some of these mech units, especially some of the upgraded ones. And now we see 2 attack underway, and I mean, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of problems for Lowly right now. This third base will have to get canceled. He's not going to be able to hold it. As we see, not enough defenses are out at the moment. No matter what, there's no amount of infested terrans. And before he's even able to drop a good amount of them out or get a good fungal, as we see, a couple of infestors do get picked off. A couple are in the red health as well. And this Thor is actually just completely ignoring these Lings that are just nipping on him. Poor Lings, man. Poor Lings. And as we see, there we go. Third base gets canceled. Lowly's actually going to get pressed right back up into his natural. And good fungal right there. Catches a good pack of the Hellions. That's what you want. But I just don't see really how Lowly's going to be able to hold right now. Strelok does need additional Hellion support just due to the Lings, the surface area that they could do. But as we see, it might be a little bit too much firepower right now out on the map for Strelok. Plus, he's got the SCVs repairing. And that makes it really, really hard for the Zerg player to handle that. And I mean, it's all based on economy. And there we go. GG coming up from Lowly, all tied up 1-1 and late. And I found out this is going to be a best of 5 series. So we're going to be right back to